So this water pump is for NYC. Wouldn't recommend it. Lasts about 3 months. It's already leaking oil, which is gonna go out sooner or later. It's building up pressure within the system. There's coolant leak almost every now and then. So doing this video so you can change it out the road. I got a PA from I carry these 15-gallon totes because whenever you need to change any coolant hoses, you gotta drain some coolant. So if you would have a problem with this hose, you still gotta drain coolant. If not, then you will lose most of your coolant trying to change that hose. That's it. Just gonna wet it off. I'm gonna show you now the parts. Still pouring. So do this up the road. The tools that I like to use is gear wrench. There's the 1/4 drive, and then the 1/2 drive. 2 little box, you can take a whole truck apart. And I highly recommend to carry a magnetic plate once you start taking out the bolts, and a long nose pliers for this one. I don't know if you can see it. I'll go get the long pliers. And I bought some of the in the dealer. I also bought this one, long nose pliers, and also have this for emergency for coolant. Also recommend a pry bar or crowbar, the small one, this one, because whenever you want to put this elbow, I'll show you later in the video, you have to squeeze in. A lot of people put it first, but that pump is heavy, man. So I will do it the way I'm going to show you. So PA part number is 8381809. The cat number is 10R8660. Make sure it comes complete. I'll put in the description the original cat parts. So all you need is this for the elbow. This goes inside the gear O-ring, and then the big one in the plate. That's about everything you need. And I think it should be already close to done. You always gotta be ready for unexpected. It looks like the seal for this thing went out. It doesn't close. Keeps leaking. Good thing I have caps. Before I take everything out, I'm just gonna get this one. You gotta carry a box of flares. You gotta get more organized. I really thought I didn't have it, but you need a 3/8 pipe thread. The seal just went out by doing this video, so I was expecting unexpected. It was not leaking, but now that I try to use it, I'm gonna buy it again. This makes the job easy. Then taking the nut out, falls in all the totes, and then you have to scrape and look for it. So it's a 3/8. I like using snapshot to make videos on YouTube. Makes it easier. Now that's out of the way. It's a 3/8. We're gonna start with this one. Start with this one. Make sure you don't lose anything. This used to be here, but I put it in the front. Makes it easier to take out the turbo. I like the magnet plate because you can put it anywhere. Pull it out. Make sure you're confident enough not to lose your clamps. Oh look, that's the radiator. Yeah, no. Whatever. I'm gonna take the clamp out because there's nothing worse than losing one of these. Then you take this one out. You lose this. So I like taking it from the bottom. So once you take the whole piece out, it comes out. Make sure you save your clamps because they always fall. You don't want to have a job half done. Now we're gonna use the long nose. or you put like a 10 millimeter. That works just fine, but you get the idea. I'm recording. Yeah. This one, that's the whole reason for the long nose. It's the only way you can do this is with the sprint, with the same model. You cannot use the other type of model because it won't fit. That's it. I got the whole thing out now. Gonna lose one of them. That's about it. Right here is a 3/8. Well, if you're doing this, you know the numbers. So 3/8. Get that loose. That's it. Tighten it a little bit so it doesn't fall once you move it. And now we're gonna start with the good part. Now is a 1/2 inch. I like closing my boxes because sometimes you might kick it and it falls. Put it in the opposite position, right where the drive head is 1/2 inch to get it loose. Right here, all the way in the bottom. Sorry, in the on position. Make sure you don't go too close because it's gonna kick back. Then you just push this thing to the side on the alternator side. Let me see if I can do that while I'm recording. Yeah, it's loose. Did that with one hand. Take it out. Now we're gonna start. I like to start with the back, the plate. All right, there's 9/16. 9/16. Yeah, I apologize. The elbow goes out first, and then you loosen up the silicone hose, just the top clamp. So first is a deep socket for the bottom, and then a standard in the top. Just in case you need a visual, you take your tool from the inside. So here's the other one. Yeah, it's kind of recording, but so you get the idea. It's still a 9/16. So once that out, you can just pull out. The elbow should come out. But if it's too much for you, use the pliers. The thing is, like, I'm recording, but it really doesn't matter. Just grab it, pull it. You see, once the O-ring pops out, everything pops out. Make sure you don't drop it. You really don't want to damage parts. And let me get this out of the way. Yeah. Recording. It's a mission. This takes a trick to get out, so make sure you grabbed it. Yeah. So you need both hands to get it out, and then you get it out from this side. You twist it a little bit, you play with it, and that's it. It's out and about. Now that's out of the way. You got a 3/8. Using a spring clamp. Let's get it loose because this thing is gonna move up. Just want to get it loose so it doesn't hug the tube. Once it goes down, that's it. Now we're gonna start taking out the plate. So I like to start from the bottom. This is the one that gives you the most trouble. So you need an extended 3-inch and then a dip socket of 9/16 deep socket. And we're gonna start from there. This is out the road mechanic. because that this water pump has guarantee, but as soon as I get home and back and forth, I could do this in a weekend. So push up, get it loose. That's it, my left hand on my right hand. Not that hard. Make sure you put blue Loctite and all of them. It's loose, so just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna get this one loose as well. Nah, I can't do this one. Yeah, I lose pretty much everything just because so I can give you an illustration. There's one in the back, so there's 4 of them. My advice is every time you take one of them out, do your diagram here on the metal plate. I'll show you how. Like you see this one goes inside from the elbow. You see inside of the elbow, and this one goes outside. You don't want to make that mistake. This is a bigger bolt, the one that goes inside the pump. So I already took all of them out. This one, the one in the back, once you get it loose, do it with your fingers. I almost forgot, make sure you move your toe because things do intend to fall. And you really don't want to be digging down there, you know? So the last one, do it with your fingers once it's loose. The pump is good. I just don't want to wait until like it actually breaks in the road and it's a weekend. So this is what I was telling you, the diagram that I like to use in my what's it called, magnet plate. So you see this, the inner side, the top, the bottom, top and bottom. So this one goes inside, this one goes outside. You see that this one goes here, and then the other one that I just took out with my hands. Now I just want to tell you, if it's the first time I took this out, I did two mistakes. Cat, they didn't have the pump, they had to order it, so I gotta get an aftermarket. The aftermarket was asking for a core, so make sure you get like P8, they don't ask for core. And I did a mistake of giving the core, the original Cat, and then whenever you order for Cat, they do require a core. If you don't have it, they're gonna charge you like $600. It's a lot of money, like $700 plus the pump equals like $1,700. But the first time I took it out, this plate right here in the back was stuck, so I had to use one of these. Hit it slightly right here in the side. Make sure it's not in the round part, so it can pop out. But since I've been taking it out a lot, it should come out by now. You know, hold on. I think I might need the crowbar. So you get this. You get the silicone. It's gonna be a little stuck, so you push it down. Use both hands. This is here. You tap it and you hit it to the side and it opens up. See that? Once you can bring it down to get this silicone out. Okay, I'm gonna need both hands, but you get my point, it's already out. So once the plate is out, you need to take this silicone out. I loosened this one, it's a 3/8 and the 1/4, so you can push it up. The reason I left it there because when you need to do both stages. Make sure you don't use your clamps. Put it in a safe area. Just grab this. It's out. Put it in a safe area. Right here next to the elbow. I'm gonna need both hands, but be careful with that when you pull out. Don't just pull it out. You know, be gentle, move it around. So you see what I mean? Like take it out slowly with both hands. It's kind of heavy. So it really depends on your strength, but just gotta be easy in it. Be careful you don't mess this up a lot. Just gonna put this in the side. I don't need to put it too much away. It's gonna be a quick fix after. Now we're gonna start with the back side. Yeah, I know I said the back side, but the gear side, I'm gonna start with the one that you can't see because there's 2 of them, the one that holds the bracket and this one. So remember, it's right there, right next to the pulley. That you put your hands or your finger and you feel it. You start with that one, all right? Pull it down. Okay, that's the first one. I'm gonna do just an illustration. Then the third one, you see that? I mean the second, third, fourth, fifth, and 7. I mean 6, right? Yeah, 6. right there. I know I said this is a 3-inch, but it's a 5-inch. In the last bolt, you're gonna need a 3-inch extender because the pulley's on the way, and you get it out. That's the last one. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick illustration because I am a visual learner, and I really don't like when people just talk about how to take things out. So right now I'm putting this one. So for the sake of the video, you see this? It's coming out, it's already loose. Then this one, then this one. This one you wanna leave it for last because this pump is heavy. You wanna make sure you have both hands because it's gonna fall forward. This one, you leave it for last. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it loose for now since there's no weight, because once you get all of them out, there's gonna be a lot of tension because of the weight. So I like putting one hand here before taking out the last bolt because sometimes it just push forward. Now, talking about bolts, I like to organize it with the magnet plates. As you can see, 3 of them are facing up and 3 of them are facing down, because they're all different sizes. So the 3 ups are this one, and the last one. The 3 downs are this one, and then the inner one. Those are the 3. So in total of 6. So you can kind of have an idea how to organize yourself. This thing is heavy. I'm gonna try to push it out for the illustration, but lifting it up is with 2 hands, man. You might get injured, so make sure you have a good grip. Yeah, it's done recording. I'm in a truck stop. So I forgot, it's not 6, it's 7. There's this one hitting right here. So there's 2 hitting. One behind the plate, cover plate, and one right here. And that's it. This thing is gonna fall forward. I left this one in the middle because it's a lot easier to take out once the pump is out. So there was one right here that I didn't see because there's another one right here. And this one I leave it last because it's a lot easier once you hold it with both hands. So again, this is the one that's behind the plate, which is this one. This one is the one that I just took out, which it was hidden, which is this one. And then this one goes right here. This one, the one is in the front, it goes right here in the middle. This goes here. And then the bottom part from here back, I like to put in side down so I don't make any mistakes to put in them back. So there you have it. 4 in the top, there's the one in the middle, just took out. Now it's loose. I'm gonna need both hands to pull it out, but it's already, you just grabbed it, but be careful. It's heavy, man. It's heavy. So make sure you have this side ready so you can put it here. So this is the NYC brand. I wouldn't recommend it. The gasket, all of them went out. It was bad from the beginning. I had to take this pump out like 3 times in a row. The O-ring went out. The elbow went out. I'm going to put the parts for the gasket original from Cat, just in case you buy a different aftermarket. But the PA gasket, they look pretty good to me. So, yeah. So the next step is clean everything out. I'm just recording with a grinder. Scrape everything. Scrape everything from here, the elbows, and you're scraping. I mean, just cleaning up. Everything is nice and clean. Gotta be careful with this one, so you make sure you took a good look. Clean, scrape, and then this I couldn't get the grinder. Let's see if I can get as much as I can. And then I'm gonna start installing the O-rings. So here's the gasket kit. You're just gonna need this 3. Here's the PA part number, just in case. My advice before even doing anything, get a bolt. Forgot to clean them out and just test them. You really don't want to have problems once you're installing them. So this is what I mean. You see, get the washer out so it doesn't keep falling, and test them all around it. I already had problems before that I need to get a tap. Already did both of them, test them out. All you need is just to introduce them and you'll be good to go. Especially with aftermarket. You don't want to be putting this and fighting with one bolt because it didn't screw in. That's it. Now I'm just gonna put the O-rings. So So the skinny O-ring, just in case you don't know which one, I mean they have colors, but just in case you don't know, it's the skinny one. That's the one that goes here. You introduce it. Make sure it's nice and in its place, because you might get it out. Of course, once you introduce it. See, use both hands. I'm just recording. That's it. Now we're gonna put the pump back. Be gentle with it. When you put it, put one hand holding here and the other one in the gear, because you have to adjust it with the gear. My advice, before you, and be very careful so the O-ring doesn't move, so you have to be extra careful. I like to use this one as a guide, which is the third one. No, that's the middle one, which is this one. I'm gonna show you now. I'm just gotta be careful. I don't want the O-ring to get out of line. Almost forgot, I can't stress it enough. Put blue Loctite. There's a lot of vibration in there, and you don't want this bolts to get loose on you. So blue Loctite, I apologize, it's not that one. This is the one that I use, because you have to look at the guide. You have to use this, so you don't have to be like fighting with it a lot. You see that, and then lining up. I'll show you guys. I need two hands, but once I get it out. So you see, I moved a little bit down, which it didn't. It was looking like it was okay. But that one, since you can see it, it will get a grip on it, and then that's this bolt. That's the one that I used to line all of them out. I like putting my tools back once I start using it, because it happens that, especially off the road, things tend to fall everywhere. So everything hand tight. That's the whole reason I told you to check the threads. It starts with this one, and then you push it in to get it flat. And then you start tightening, because you don't want this, you don't want to tighten with an angle. The reason hand tight, because if you start tightening them, it might go in an angle, you might mess up the thread. My advice, do this, tighten them up the way you would do the oil pan. Start with the easy ones that you can see. This one, then that one, then this one, then this one. You see this one, and that one, and then the last one. I know most of you guys are visual learners, so look, this just barely tight, you know, just enough. Just enough so I can, like, at the end I give him, I go heavy on it. See what you check the thread so it goes easy. So just enough, you see? Just enough for now. Then at the end you finish it up. Let me see. They really have good pumps, because the threads are pretty good compared to the other ones. PAI, Black Panther. Now that everything is tightened up, I like finish things from the beginning. So I remember one time I had to pull out a diagram. You know how to put the belt. So I hope this might work for you. Let me see. Yeah, the belt's in its place. So I like putting this one first in the bottom, and I gotta use both hands. Once I pull it out, this is a lot easier to reach with two hands. You see, it's a lot easier, because if you're trying to take it out is more from the bottom, but to put it back in is the alternator. That's my advice. I can't record it because I had to. I gotta do it with two hands. You see, pull it with this hand and then the alternator. You're good to go. The front is done, so now we're gonna put the O-ring, and I'm gonna check the threads. I forgot to check the rear, but so far it looks so good. It's the big O-ring. It's the fat one. The skinny one's just for the gear. Already all cleaned up with the grinder. That is not a good idea for him to roll, but pushing it down. Well, there you have it. So doing the testing. Checking the threads. You really don't want to be fighting with this once the plate is already in there. Yeah, recording and doing this shit. There you go. Threads are fine. So let's get started. So to install the plate, I need 2 hands. And you saw the way I took it out. So you gotta make sure this slides in. Don't just go in there, slide in, and then turn. So you see, this part goes in. I'm just doing it just to illustrate it because I had problems in the beginning. Lift it up with 2 hands, it's already in. I just can't record it because I don't want this to fall. So this is always a problem in the dealership. They call it pre-cut, but it's not. The size is 2 and 36. This is the little one that go to the thermostats. And the size of it is 3 and 7/8. Let me see this one adjust. This one doesn't adjust. 3 and 7/8. That's the lowest part that I cut it. I have to use both hands, but for this part, you do need to put the clamps, both of them. Make sure they're in a position with you don't compromise. And then you start from the top and you put it in and adjust the plate. I don't know if I could do this while I'm recording, but we'll give it a shot. And now I had to lift the plate. I had to use both hands for that. Remember to put this first. You don't want to put the plate, you're gonna fight it. It's been a while, so I was fighting it. Before you put the plate here, and you put this one like I showed you, tight it enough so it doesn't get loose. And then put this first down here, a lot easier to go up. So everything hand tie, and remember blue tie and everything. You start from the back, then the bottom, top, do an X. Once you tight all of them, remember to put these clamps, the nice tight 3/8 on this one, the heavy duty clamps. I was trying to replace this brand new because you already saw the work just to get this, but the dealer didn't have it. They told me it was pre-cut. That's why I show you guys the size. So now dried everything. So once you install it and you do your inspection, make sure there's no leaks. Dry everything as much as possible, because now we're gonna start with the elbow. I almost forgot, tight this one as well. Make sure it's in a good position that you can lose it, because once you put the elbow, it's in the way with those hoses. It's nice and tight. I like leaving this one facing out and then the bottom one facing the other way. It's a lot easier to take out. That one from the bottom, this one from the top. You don't have to crawl and reach up. It's getting a little dark. I was busy, did this really late, and I was taking care of a few things, so I had to stop. So we're going with the elbow, okay? So it's the orange. Try to leave anything behind. It's the orange O-ring and the gasket. And if you have an idea for what is to use this middle O-ring and then the little one, let me know, because I know there's not much than what already is. I'm gonna bring my flashlight so we can get started. So this one goes here. So here's the tricky part. You don't put that gasket on. You put this first and then you use your crowbar. You get the fat part in and then you twist. You see? You twist. Let me see. Get it in from here and then you twist. And that's how you do it. I'm gonna like this and then I'm gonna record more. So you put the crowbar in there, you see that? And you get it first the inside in and then you push in. I need 2 hands so I can't record while I'm pulling it in. So once you put the crowbar, you gotta put one hand here and the crowbar here to get it lined up. Once you see the silver ring is already lined up. And here's the trick part. This gasket always intend to fall. Make sure you have something in the floor. My advice, line it up hard before putting gasket or any bolts, because then you're gonna fight and you don't wanna start screwing them by forcing an angle. It might mess up the thread. So after that, push a little bit back and we'll see. So So you see, you push it a little bit back, and then you put it in there, and then you have to get the play with it until you get the bolt and the hole on it. But I had to use 2 hands. So here it is. This is one of the hardest part, lining up, and then I used the 1/4 inch drive with a 9/16 gear wrench. Has it in the kit, it shows up, and then you have to fight it and push it until it goes in. You see, I like to introduce them with the 1/4 inch drive. Once everything's lined up, then tighten them up, and then I finish up with the 1/2 inch 9/16 Duramax, because it has a better strength than the other one. You see, now it's nice and tight. And then the 1/2 inch drive is getting off emission. Damn. I think it's loose. Yeah, that has to be the drive. Just trying to get my other one. That's like a little curve. Well, you get the point. I can't record. It's pretty tight. Yesterday got hot. Today is snow in the morning. So that's the last one before I start putting the hoses. So let's get it. It's cold. It's blowing fast. You need to have the right gloves for this type of weather. This one, when it gets colder, you put like a glove inside this glove, and it's blowing fast. The wind. So you know your fingers are gonna get. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So it's cold. Let's take my gloves on and off. So I like to start with the one that gets in the way a lot. This one, then this one, then this one, and the last, this one. So that one first, second, third, and the last. And we should be good to go with the pump. You need your lung nose for this one. So there it is. That's the first one. I took the old one out, put a new one, because there was a lot of pressure. It used to leak coolant. You can see that. So now this big one, and then this one, and last this. So it's ready. The pump is completely installed. I'm just gonna put the coolant, but before I do that, I'm gonna start putting everything away. Got here the old pump, the coolant is inside, and that's it. So we're gonna add the water. I have a bucket. I use this to scoop it and then put it up there. Bucket, 14 gallons, and then always have an extra one because you need to get it hot a little bit so it goes down, and you put the rest of it once it fills up. So it's done. Just gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna clean up. Yo, it's cold as fuck today. Yesterday was not.